Welcome to Bitter Coffee. I am Kelly Coffey.
And I'm Margo Batesy.
Margo, how are you?
I'm good, Kelly. How are you?
It's good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Happy Wednesday? It's Wednesday.
It is.
It is Wednesday.
It is.
And it's September.
Where'd the summer go?
Well, I mean, I don't want to brag.
But you will.
But I will. My summer went everywhere I wanted it to go.
True.
Because I was furloughed, and I spent a lot of time outside, bought a hammock, as some of you already know. I feel great. I'm ready for fall.
Okay.
I really am.
Well, that's good.
How about you?
Yeah, I mean, summer was good. I had a week off early in summer. Spent a lot of time with my younger daughter, which was really nice on that
Grace
vacation.
Batesy.
Grace Batesy.
Hey, Grace.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been a good summer.
It has.
I always love fall. I'm always ready for fall.
I'm a huge fan of fall, but I am not a fan of like all the things that come with fall.
Oh, like pumpkin spice lattes?
Yes.
Yeah, I
God,
don't like
you
them
really
either.
see me, don't you? You
Yeah.
really do.
I try.
Wow. It doesn't make any sense to me. I also don't like when people kind of rush the season. Because when I first moved to Vermont, 17 years ago, believe it or not, I know, I really loved fall, and I still do. But people were like, oh, you know what's coming.
Right.
Well, I know how seasons work.
Right.
You know, I lived in New York. I grew up in New Jersey, so it wasn't like, what is this? What is this freezing stuff falling from the sky?
What's
like
the white stuff?
I knew that seasons change.
Sure. Yeah.
But maybe I wasn't sure for how severe the winters were here.
True.
So I kind of get it. But anyway, I woke up the other day, and it was really cold. And to answer the question, who let the dogs out? It was me.
Okay.
So I let the dogs out in the backyard, and it was really cold. And for a second, I thought, how long have I been asleep? Like, what have I missed? You know?
Is it October?
Right? Like, it
What
kind of felt like
happened?
Thanksgiving-y,
Yeah.
but not really. So I was
It did
happy
get
to
cold.
learn that just like 7 hours had
Sure.
passed.
Yeah.
So that made me happy.
Well, and that happens here in Vermont.
It does.
You can go to sleep and it's kind of warm, and you wake up in the morning and it's chilly.
I still have my air conditioner in my bedroom window.
I don't think that's a bad idea.
Okay.
To be honest.
Okay.
We could still get a hot spell. Did you just laugh at me? I think you did.
Well, because I didn't know where you were going. We could get a hot spell. Is hot spell, is that a thing?
It's a thing. A
Okay.
hot spell.
Okay, we could get a hot spell.
We could.
All right.
Yeah, it's a little spell of time that's hot.
No, you're right. You're right.
You
I guess we could.
Yeah. I mean, early September can be really warm.
It's unpredictable.
It's very unpredictable here in the Green Mountain State. It's true.
What else is going on?
I don't know.
It looks like you've had a day a little bit, right?
Yeah, work's kind of crazy, but it's okay. Thankful to be working, so that's a good thing.
Didn't you have like an ice cream thing at work?
I did. We were talking about the ice cream truck recently, and I thought, wouldn't it be fun to have the ice cream truck come to work for the folks that I work with?
No, you had done what was considered... Didn't you do like something really clever at the beginning of the pandemic? And it was like an ice cream social distance. Was that you?
Oh,
you did that,
I did
right?
that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But that wasn't, it was a funny, punny title.
Right.
But that was just going to the grocery store and buying ice cream.
Oh, okay.
For my staff.
So it was more like a play on words.
It was a play on words.
Okay.
Yeah. We also had a theme week at work early in the pandemic when we didn't have patients coming in and out of the office very often. So we had like sports day and decades day and everybody dressed in their pajamas. It actually took off a little bit. A lot of other practices did it too.
What was the most popular day out of the 5 days? You did 5 days a week, right?
We did 5 days. Decades Day, actually, a lot of the providers, so a lot of my physicians and PAs and nurse practitioners, they dressed up on that day, and that was really fun.
Oh.
And then Pajama Day was fun. I mean, everyone participated in Pajama Day.
Now, do you think that people, like, they got up and they took a shower and then they, like, put on different pajamas? Or do you think people just, like...
I hope they did.
Legit, like, rolled out of bed and was like, this is what I'm wearing?
I hope they did the performer.
Yeah, I'm hopeful of the same.
I
You think
am
a few
too.
people were just like, oh, I don't have to.
Probably.
Yeah,
You
there's
know,
always one or two.
Sure.
Don't want to bathe.
I don't want to think about that.
Yep.
But,
No, it's fine.
But it was fun. And
Okay.
actually, our patients really got a kick out of it because at that point we were doing a lot of Zoom video,
Yep.
appointments with patients, and people thought it was fun. And, in those early days of March and April, we really were just trying to support each other and have a little bit of, community.
Make
So-
that pandemic fun.
Well, I mean, I don't really know that we can make it fun, but maybe have a little bit of fun
Little
while
bit.
we're kind of walking through it.
Yeah,
So-
that was sarcasm, but it's fine.
Sometimes my radar's a little off,
Which is
so-
weird. So you've had a day.
Yeah.
So you're
So-
doing an ice cream thing.
So I called the ice cream guy, and I was like,
you know a guy.
I Googled it, obviously, on the great Google machine. And there's a guy locally to Colchester where the place that I work is. And I said, how much would it be? And it's very reasonable.
Can
to
I
be
guess?
honest. Sure.
I'm gonna guess it's $17 a person.
No.
No,
He charges you just like $4 a person. Like they can pick whatever they want, but like the most expensive thing on the truck's like $5.
Can we call him now?
I don't know. I
We
mean,
can be like, oh, we're 6 people.
Yeah.
Here's $30.
oh yeah, probably.
Okay, I did the math wrong, but
Yeah,
I want
I mean,
to throw
we
in a
will
tip.
get there, yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I'm telling him what I want to do, and he was really into it, and he was like, "Oh my goodness, I live in town. Like this is awesome."
I'll cater your ice cream lunch.
Well, he said, I got this big shipment of like ice cream sandwiches, and I just kind of want to come and give you guys some for free. And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "No, I do that for different people." And he likes to give back to the community, so
Okay.
it was really nice. So he rolled on up and just had the ice cream truck in the parking lot for lunchtime.
So technically, it's not candy from a stranger. It's
No.
ice cream
Correct.
from a stranger.
Yeah. The whole concept of the ice cream truck, like going back to our childhood, is a sketchy one.
You are not wrong.
You know what I mean? Like, how many times did your parents, like, actively hand you money to go run into the street to chase after a moving vehicle?
Like off the top of my head,
Like, every night of the
pretty
summer?
much every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
is just a crazy thought. That, I remember running down the block,
Screaming.
screaming for the truck to stop.
No regard
No.
for traffic.
Traffic.
Nope.
No.
I grew up in an apartment complex, so there was either like a lot of traffic or no traffic. And thinking back, I don't think that our ice cream man really followed a lot of like traffic rules
Yeah.
and regulations.
I'm also
and like,
worried about, like, health regulations.
right. It was
How clean was that truck?
You know what? I don't really want to think about that too much
No.
because that will keep me up at night.
Sure.
I do know that our ice cream truck in our neighborhood was and I'm air quoting, converted mail truck. So it was kind of like a mail truck that had a refrigerator just kind of like jammed in the side. Kind of. I'm not
Like
really sure how they did
Bungee
it.
corded, kind of.
It
yeah.
was more concealed than that. Like
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what they did, but it
Sure.
wasn't like the regular,
Yeah.
like Mr. Softy
Right.
or Mr. Dingaling
Right.
or whatever. It wasn't like that. It was just, it was kind of jacked up.
Yeah.
And-
It's just a weird. It's just a weird concept. Like standing there with your money, like on the street, like waving it up
Yelling.
to somebody, yelling, screaming.
Did you have a favorite? Did you have a favorite ice cream?
So yeah, we were talking about this before. It's a tie between the Screwball and the Push Up.
Was it called a Cannonball?
I think it's called a Screwball. I googled it last night. I think it's Screwball.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what
So-
we're talking about is the pink ice cream with like a
Gumball, a blue gumball at the bottom.
At the bottom.
And it's like a plastic cone.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's frozen gum
Correct.
that has like a bunch of
That, like,
frozen
chips your
sugar.
tooth.
Absolutely.
Like every time.
every single time.
Yeah.
I'm going to Google it.
Okay.
But we can talk about other
But then
stuff.
I also
as
like the push up.
I love a push up.
The push up is good. And we tried to find them, and it's a little difficult
Yeah. Well,
right
I don't
now.
think. Do they make them anymore?
So I think, I don't know that they make them like exactly like when we were little, but I think that there's some semblance of them. I don't know. I'm going to get into it this weekend.
Okay.
I'm going to try to find
Here's-
them.
all right, here we go. And it's weird. The very first. See, this is Shout out to Shemi and Collier. Cold dead hand of Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
When I put in CAN into my Google machine, first thing that came up, Cannonball Ice Cream. Not even lying.
Yeah. It was listening.
It was called Cannonball.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
It might have also been called a Screwball.
Because look up Screwball.
I'm doing that right now, like the way you think, my friend.
I mean,
Screwball ice cream, same thing.
See?
Oh, Screwball had 2 gumballs.
Maybe we were fancy in Ohio.
Boy, that's living, huh?
Yeah.
I feel like the ones that we had were like I don't know, like maybe like ice cream for kids in a different tax bracket. You know, it's like, oh, that's the complex kids versus, the homeowner kids. I don't know. I don't know how the ice cream industry works.
Sometimes,
sadly,
maybe you didn't have very much money. Like nobody had any like bills, to give you. So like I'd get like the little bit of change.
Yeah.
And I'd be out there like counting, and like all I could afford was like the red, white, and blue like ice pop.
Bomb Pop.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
You're looking at like the other end of the menu.
Yeah.
You want like, I can't
get a chocolate eclair.
No. Or like a chocolate taco. That's like way
those were like $1 back then.
Yeah. So
yeah. Choco
it
taco.
Was more like, it's like 76 cents.
Do you get a strawberry shortcake? Do you just call it a day?
Right.
They always made me thirsty.
Oh, well, yeah.
But because
they probably also sent us into like diabetic shock.
Yeah, probably.
But, it was fun.
Luckily, we just jumped right back into the pool. In the apartment complex and swam it off for 4 hours.
Right, exactly.
Hey, if anybody out there knows where one can find a Cannonball / Screwball,
yeah, let us know.
Or a push-up, let us know, because I'll pay money for that.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's kind of a project for folks. You and I were talking earlier, and it kind of dovetails into summer stuff and pool stuff. And I don't think you read about this. Did you read about the 3-year-old or the 4-year-old that was found floating at sea? No. I guess it was either like on an inflatable unicorn floaty or in an inflatable unicorn floaty. I don't know the proper...
You told me about this. I did not see this anywhere. So
just floating around.
I don't even understand. I have so many questions.
Well, okay, fire away. Let me see if I can answer them.
Where is this child's parents?
That's a great question.
Like, how did this baby get into like a bachelorette float out into the middle of the Greek Ocean? Did they have a sash on?
No. Well, they were like 4 years old.
Right. But I'm feeling like someone forgot. Like someone went to a bachelorette, brought their small child because they didn't have childcare, threw them on the floaty, and then like it got separated from the group.
Right. Mommy will be back in a little while.
Right.
And then they're at sea.
Correct.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Let me see. So, now I'm getting Greek ice cream. That's where they think I'm going. Greek unicorn float is what I'm
looking for.
That's what I'm looking for.
Come on.
Greek floating ice cream. 3-year-old clinging to unicorn floaty is rescued from sea in Greece. So the Times is reporting that this child is 3 years old.
Right.
Moms.com.
Yes.
Is reporting that the child was 4 years old. Maybe they celebrated a birthday at sea.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So let me see. When a 3-year-old girl climbed aboard an inflatable toy at a beach in southern Greece on Monday, the wind grabbed hold of both her and the flotation device.
And it just took it
before
out.
Her parents could react. So
I see.
Maybe not a bachelorette party.
Okay. Well, I think my scenario is much more fun.
No sash, though. That explains the no sash.
True.
Within moments, she was carried out to sea, adrift and alone, clinging to the unicorn's neck.
Okay, so here's my next question. Okay, so with that setup, why aren't the parents jumping on a jet ski, jumping on some sort of boat, and like zooming after that child? Are there no boats in Greece?
Grab another floaty. Because this thing stood the test of time.
Well, that's the other thing we were talking about. This is not a floaty of the 80s.
No, it's not. Which would you get maybe, what, a day and a half?
I mean, if you're lucky... I usually, you're picking it up when you're like heading down to the shore.
Sure.
And it's you get it on Monday. If you have it by Wednesday, you're lucky.
Yeah, you're sitting pretty.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And usually we would go to the beach with my cousins. So my cousin Kelly is 2 years older than me, and then her brother is like 4 years older than her.
It's different Kelly, you guys.
Yeah, different
Margo
Kelly.
and I aren't related.
And we would all get the same. So, there'd be a red one, a yellow one, a blue one.
Okay.
And inevitably, by the end of the week, somebody's was gone.
Somebody's has already been patched.
Popped. Yes.
And there's crying.
Yes.
And
why can't they have theirs?
Yep.
And they won't share.
Yep.
And, there's all of those things.
There's a lot of family drama.
That inflatable, never. This is like industrial.
I'm assuming that it's still usable because the pics that I'm looking at, she's just floating along.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's damaged. It doesn't look like they even deflated it when they grabbed her out of the sea.
It's unbelievable.
So a captain of a 331 foot long ferry floated alongside the toy and rescued the girl.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. He had to steer the hulking vessel.
Okay.
Which can hold more than 300 cars and 500 passengers, close enough to the child for someone to grab her without risking toppling the inflatable unicorn.
So here's my next question. Mm-hmm. There are no lifeboats on this vessel?
I guess not, because it's only for cars. I don't know.
There's still got to be some. There's some.
You would think. Did the Titanic teach us nothing?
In Greece? What are they doing?
Well, I can say this: they're floating at sea,
I guess,
and they are manufacturing like
indestructible
inflatable unicorns that are standing the test of time,
clearly,
and elements.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
well, I'm glad the little girl's okay.
I think she.
At the end of the day, all that matters.
It seems like she's fine. Mm-hmm. If one thing is true, she learned about the dangers of sea.
Sure.
Of being at sea.
I also think what we know,
not ever going to go into a body of water again.
No. No. But I think that we should order one of those for next summer.
Yeah.
Just clearly get one right now so that,
Because I think there's going to be like a run on them.
Sure.
Can I have one of those like indestructible Greek inflatable unicorns, please?
Not like an American one.
Nope. No. And they're like, oh yeah, they're back ordered. It's kind of like
pandemic.
I learned that when you order a treadmill during a pandemic, you don't actually get the treadmill. Oh. You just order the treadmill.
You still haven't gotten that?
Still haven't gotten it.
Are you kidding me?
Kid you not. I ordered it on July 22nd.
Wow.
And when I called the other day, the guy was like, I don't know.
Wow.
So where do we go from here? Well, everybody's kind of in the same boat. Sorry, no
pun intended.
No pun intended on the Greek unicorn. Yeah, we don't really know. I'm like, so what should I do? He's like, I don't know. Like, it really felt like he wasn't committed to helping me at all. Then I thought about it. How many people have called with the same exact question?
Probably. Yeah. You're like the 800th today.
Yeah.
So.
And I figured, and here's the funny thing, and I won't mention the store where we got the treadmill, or where I gave somebody money that I will someday maybe get a treadmill.
Right.
There was a person that we used to see all the time that used to work in another store that I used to shop in. Mm-hmm. That store has since closed down. And as soon as we walked in the door, we saw her.
Worked there. Mm-hmm.
And Michelle had said, we should have just known then. Just turn around. Mm-hmm. Just turn around and leave.
Yeah.
But we didn't.
Sure.
And here we are. Yeah. So if anybody has a treadmill that they're looking to sell, I'm in the market for a lot. I'm in the market for a adorable.
Yeah. Adorable.
No.
Adorable.
No, I think if I'm going to get an adorable inflatable unicorn, I want it to be adorable. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine.
So you need
a treadmill.
Sure. And maybe a screwball ice cream.
I need 2 of those.
Sure.
And a couple of push-ups.
Yep.
Because then that's dinner. That's a day.
Whew.
That's a day right there.
Yeah. Well, if you're on the treadmill and then you're relaxing in the backyard on the pool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really hopeful that this time next year I'll know somebody who has a pool.
Maybe.
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah.
Just going to keep that on the DL.
Sure.
Which is, I'm not really... No. All right, I guess we're just going to keep going. I just hit record again.
Okay, yeah. We can patch together.
Screw it, right? Derek, I do apologize in advance that at 19 minutes and 52 seconds, we just kind of stopped recording. I don't know why. It's fine. Yeah, we just, you know what? You're a big fan of let's just take a rest.
Yeah, I like a moment.
Maybe
I like
we just
take a beat.
Maybe we just took a rest. I don't know. I don't know what happened, and I guess
That's okay.
we'll probably be able to figure it out.
Sure.
And if not, then I mean, did we really say anything that's even worth listening to? No,
not usually.
Not really. Well,
I mean, come on, if we're being honest.
So I wanted to talk with you about an email that I got the other day.
Okay.
From Bed Bath & Beyond.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. Love Bed Bath & Beyond.
I mean, I do. I haven't gone there. I got curbside delivery of some towels.
Oh, nice.
Not long ago, but I'm still not. I'm not comfortable
ready to
going into a store if it's not a grocery store.
Sure.
Have I gone into any other stores? No. Like, I have to get my eyeglass frames tightened or adjusted or whatever. But I haven't gone yet. So I'm just constantly just pushing up my glasses. Mm-hmm. So I got an email, and I didn't even read the email. I had to delete it because I really felt like Bed Bath & Beyond and I we weren't in a good place. Okay. But it did say, what I did see, and I can't remember if it was in the subject line or like when I kind of opened it, they stated, they, quote, have a reputation of mastering my needs. It's a big reach. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's really forward.
I felt like a little bit violated. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I bought some towels from y'all, but like, I don't think we're there yet.
No.
BB&B. No. You know what I mean?
We're not. Slow their roll.
Something. I'm not even going into your store yet you're telling me that you're mastering my needs.
Yeah. No.
So a little bit uncomfortable. No. Yeah. So I'm back to buying stuff on Amazon because they don't send me aggressive emails.
But I do love.
If they do, I just delete them.
I do love Bed Bath & Beyond for their coupons.
Isn't your mom like the master of?
So she is
of the coop.
She is. She got the coops. So she got the coupons, and she gets so many that she.
How many does she get?
That she carries them around kind of like in a paper bag in her purse.
All the time?
Like. Well, they're either in the purse or like up in the visor of the car.
Oh, well, she's a gal on the go.
Sure. So like, because they have one car. So like, if they're out and about and they jump into Bed Bath & Beyond. Sure. I mean, this was all pre-pandemic, obviously.
Right.
So when they...
In the heydays.
Correct. When they'd come up here and we'd be getting something, like when Mary went to school or in any of my various houses, she's like, well, let's go to Bed Bath & Beyond. I've got some coupons.
Now, to be clear, you have just one house, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
I don't want people thinking like, oh, I have so many houses.
Oh, my houses. No, but like I've lived in a lot of houses over my years.
I see.
And so so when my mom goes to Bed Bath & Beyond, she not only has a coupon, but she sort of like hands them over to the cashier and says like, let's see what you can do. So she
and like the whole bag?
Well, sometimes, yeah. And she'll tell you right off that they never expire. Even though they have expiration dates on them, you should keep them forever.
That's just to get you into the store.
They will honor
into their
them.
Parking lot.
They will honor them forever.
Did not know that.
Yeah, see, people don't know these things. And the other thing is like...
The show really is about learning.
We try. It's a service. We try.
You're welcome, everybody.
So sometimes they'll put like a $5 off on a 20, and then sometimes they'll be like 20% off, and so they can mix and match the deals.
Okay.
Clearly, I'm very into this. My mom is about 8,000 times more into this.
Okay.
But it's amazing, and she saves tons of money.
Like they end up like paying her.
Yeah,
to
they're literally like Mrs. Mirar. Like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
This is like. We bow down to your couponness.
It's like a shell game.
Yes.
It's all those coupons are moving.
But now I find myself sort of pestering my husband when he's like maybe out running errands, and he's like, "Oh, I need a new paring knife or whatever, and I'm going to swing by Bed Bath and Beyond."
Do a
and
swing
I was
by.
like, "Do you have a coupon?"
Yeah, no.
Now, I get mine electronically, so I'm just like constantly forwarding him the emails.
Perfect.
And like, use the coupons.
Yeah.
So I think he does generally. He tells me he uses them, but
Do you think he uses them?
I don't know.
All
I don't.
right.
I do.
You know, maybe it's
If
best you don't know.
I know. Yeah.
You know, and
Because
it's fine.
We don't always run our errands together, so
Right.
it's kind of rare. Like, we went there together recently to look, well, when we started in Vermont with the whole composting.
Oh.
So we were sort of like assessing our new
Yeah.
garbage needs, recycling, composting. We
Yeah.
ended up settling on a much simpler system that didn't involve getting a new trash can, but
Okay.
But we thought about it for a minute.
Okay.
But we went to Bed Bath and Beyond to think that through.
You know, I have a person that picks up my compost.
I know. You're
every
so
2 weeks.
Fancy.
I know. Well, no, it's just because, you know, I live in the thriving metropolis.
Right. You know
That's
what I do with
Winooski.
mine.
I get food delivered.
I know.
And I get my compost picked up. This is the world that I live in.
Well, where do I go every Saturday morning?
You go to the dump every Saturday morning.
It's the greatest thing in my week.
Do you know
Love it.
on WDEV, which is a local station
Okay.
for the Vermonters that are listening, did you know that, I don't know if they still do it, I think they do, they have a Saturday morning radio show, and it's called Music to Go to the Dump By.
No. I should listen to that.
Yeah, WDEV on your AM dial. Yeah. And
Interesting.
a friend of mine that I've only met once, but he's one of my favorite people here in Vermont, Rickyle.
Oh.
He was on The Point for a long time.
Okay.
So, all right, this is how I ended up. This is how small Vermont is.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So Rickyle, and his last name, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I think it's Sinjeri.
Okay.
So he worked at The Point, 104.7, and I was listening to his last show and Howard Stern's last show at the same time, not long after I moved to Vermont. I was here
Wow.
for maybe a year and a half, 2 years. So I wrote him an email, and we talked a bit. We exchanged emails because I used to drive to work to his show
Oh, wow.
every morning. So he was my morning drive guy.
Sure.
So and he's super funny. So cut to, I don't know, maybe 6 months later, and there's a new guy that took Rick's place on The Point. His name was Charlie,
Yes.
and I had a question for him. So what do? I emailed him.
Yeah.
He lived downstairs from a friend of mine in Montpelier, and they didn't get along. I'm not going to say who the person was,
Sure.
but they didn't get along.
Yeah.
So then he was the person who kind of took over for my favorite DJ, Rick. Then cut to Rick showing up on VPR.
Oh.
And now he's on WDEV. So maybe he does that Saturday morning show. And I got to meet Rick once when VPR did a live show at Scout, right in the Winooski Circle.
Interesting.
So I was like, I'm Kelly. I'm the person that you kind of met all those years ago, and here I am in person.
Wow.
Maybe I'll throw a pickup.
Tiny little world. we
Yep,
live
tiny
in.
little world. I'm going to throw a pickup on the socials
Wow.
of me meeting Rick Tile.
Yeah.
It was quite a moment.
That's fun.
It was quite a moment.
That's so fun.
And one of his former coworkers, Jane Lindholm, fan of the show, she's
True.
still at VPR.
Yes.
And I try and live my life so I can listen to her show every day. That's how I want to live my life.
Right.
I just need I need that time. It's a good show, but it's noon, so it's tough for
It's
some
tricky.
folks.
Yeah.
You know, it's super tricky. What else did I want to talk about? I knew there were other things. You and I had talked earlier, and I don't know if I guess it's with an update that comes with an iPhone.
Right. You were saying this.
Siri's she's getting kind of mean. She's getting she's getting comfortable.
Yes.
Is what she's doing.
Right.
I think the honeymoon is over.
She's put on her sweats.
Yep.
She's ready for the pandemic.
I think
Full
like
in.
sweats are on.
Yes.
Bras off.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe a pair of Crocs kicked to the side.
You don't know.
Feet are up, and she's waiting for Grubhub.
Right.
That's where Siri is
Are you
now.
going to play her for us?
I am.
Okay.
And I don't know if any of you that are, God bless you, still listening, get the same thing. But I had asked Siri the other day, and my wife tends to get really annoyed because when I can't find my phone, I just start yelling, "Hey Siri." And
does it work?
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't.
Okay.
And I have a feature on my watch
Sure.
where I can just,
Find your phone.
yeah, it pings my phone. But it's not as much fun as yelling, "Hey Siri," over and over again. I will go like through my apartment, through the garage, through hers, just yelling, "Hey Siri," over and over again.
And it doesn't always, wake
Sometimes
her up.
it'll kind of beep, But now,
Yeah, what does she say to us?
all right, let me see. Hey Siri. Who does that?
I don't know.
Who
I don't know.
even says that?
I feel like she should be like, "Yes, Kelly."
Well, that's what didn't she
I know.
used to say
she used
something?
to be really like, first name basis. It felt comfortable. It was warm, but this is
unprofessional.
beyond casual.
Let me try another one. Hey Siri. That's not even a word.
I was just going to say that. It's not even a word.
No,
it's like a half a syllable.
Yeah. Is she rolling her eyes like
For sure.
again?
Her eyes are rolling.
Yeah. And so,
Really.
I mean, I don't know how much more comfortable
No.
she's going to get.
No, I
where
don't
she's
know.
just going to start saying like, "You know what? I'm busy.
Yeah.
Can I call you back?"
I feel like she's just, I mean, I have a whole issue with the Alexas in my house that just, they straight up ignore me.
Yes.
And that we'll all be there and I'll be like, "Alexa, turn on the chest lamp," and nothing.
The
and
what lamp?
chest
Oh,
lamp.
is this going to be like Meat Bird? Alexa.
I don't know. This is not even necessary.
No, I think it was necessary. Yeah, in hindsight, it was definitely
because we have so you gotta specify the lamp
But what are you saying?
chest.
Chest lamp.
So it's the lamp that sits on the big chest, like a. It does.
Chest lamp.
Oh,
Okay.
listeners.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I've
she
never
just
heard
ignores me.
of a chest lamp.
It's not a real thing.
Maybe that's why she's ignoring you, because she's like,
"You're a fool. Be
"What is
quiet."
a chest lamp,
I know.
human?
I know. We
See?
have the upstairs lamp.
Okay.
That makes more sense.
Okay. I have bedroom lamp, reading light, floor lamp, and third light. I only have 4.
We only have 3 and one's broken right now.
No, I only have 4 bulbs that are.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we only have 3 that are like programmed on the Alexa.
In that big house?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Do you guys just walk around with like
strangely-
headlamps? Yelling,
There's a lot
chest lamps!
Windows. And strangely, still plugged in like 365, the plug for the Christmas tree.
Perfect.
So it's ready. And it's all programmed with Christmas tree lights.
Is it plugged into anything? Like just the
It's
wall?
plugged into the wall.
But
just
it's not connected to anything.
Nope.
You guys are ready to go.
Ready. At any moment.
You know, my aunt used to just put a garbage bag over her tree and then just kind of whip off the bag.
When you were little, did you have a live tree or an artificial?
We had, I think we had, I mean, not that, oh, wow, childhood. I think we had a fig tree. Yeah, I think we had a fig tree.
We did.
And then I started because to me, it felt like an act of rebellion to get a live tree.
Yes, me too.
And I was with an old roommate of mine, and he flew out to Indiana for Christmas. And his Christmas present to me was a plane ticket to fly out with him.
Oh, that's fun.
And it was super fun. We had a great time. Some of it's like a little bit fuzzy. But we went and we could chop down our own Christmas tree.
Right.
And, okay. I know why we had fig trees now. I'll put a pin in that. So they gave me the axe. And they're
First
like,
mistake.
they're an Indiana family, and they were like, "Kelly, take her down." So I was chopping the tree, and I got like a needle in my eye.
Yes.
And it poked me in the eye. And they thought that I was crying because I was so like
excited.
moved and, just so happy. And I didn't have the heart to tell them,
blinded.
like, I can barely see. I mean, I just have the one good eye anyway.
Right.
And I was in incredible pain, but I kind of had to let it go.
Yeah, just roll with it.
And speaking of rolling with it, the one year where my family and I decided to get a real tree, my mom broke her ankle walking around the place. So I think that's why we're like, let's just stick to the fake trees.
Yeah.
And my dad had to have very specific. Wow, this is taking a weird turn.
Sure.
He had to have all of the ornaments had to be the same color.
Oh, okay.
They had to be blue.
Yeah, some people are really into
But
that.
it was a thing. So
Yeah.
I make it a point, like it had to. It
Your
was just,
tree's like,
it's all over the
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
Yeah, like nothing's the same color. I have tons of different ornaments. Michelle and I used to buy an ornament every year.
we do that.
You still do that?
So I buy 2 ornaments every year, one for Mary, one for Grace. And so
that's
that
really sweet.
when they're ready to go have their own family trees, we can divide those ornaments.
Oh my God,
And
they're going to get them?
They can, yeah, and then those will be their ornaments.
That's super precious.
So there's lots, and I try to like write on them the years, and then if we're traveling or we go someplace, I do try to pick up. I mean, not every place I go, but
right.
yeah.
There was a guy that we used to buy a wooden ornament from every year. We used to go to this
Like a little craft fair.
yeah, there's one
it's
in
fun.
Barrie.
Oh, fun.
And it's a zoo.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. The 65 and up crowd, they're there like an hour before the doors open.
Or as my mom would say, crap fair.
Oh, okay. The woman that carries a bag full of
Coops. Yeah.
she can't be bothered to even say coupons.
Nope.
It's just coops.
Yeah.
Works for me though. I knew what you were referring to.
I love a shortened word, so I'm not throwing shade on that one.
No, it's fine.
I like it.
It's fine. Have you noticed that since I started composting that like every once in a while like a little fruit fly goes by?
Well, I did.
First I thought I was having a stroke.
I did notice the fruit fly, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together that it was a compost situation.
I don't know if it is a compost
I don't know,
situation
but
because my
is it-
compost is empty.
Is it just the time of year? I mean, there are those certain periods when it gets cold or warm. Or, I don't know
guess.
what happens with the fruit flies.
Do you think it's the same fruit fly?
I don't know.
That's just kind of like hanging out in the studio? Because I've seen it like 4 times.
I did see it. I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't like catch a name or
Okay.
anything like
Did
that.
you see it in here? Or did you see
I
it?
saw it in here.
Okay. So maybe it's just,
It's just going. I
maybe
don't
they're
know.
just hanging out. And
I'm like
they-
obsessively moving my bangs back because I
Because
need
of
a
the fly?
haircut.
Oh, I can cut your
Everywhere.
hair. I can cut your hair right now. You want me to do it?
No.
How hard can it be?
People need licenses to cut hair. I
Okay.
stick with that.
I mean, all right.
I appreciate it. It's a lovely gesture. But
If you change your mind, I mean, the kitchen scissors are right
Yeah,
there. They're right in the knife block.
I'm good.
Here's another thing that I was thinking about the other day, and people might get a little bit annoyed with me, but I mean, okay, join the club.
Sure.
There's something that I used to think, well, why would somebody think to do that? You know when people write lost pet ads from the perspective of the pet? Have you ever seen this? Like,
Well, now that you say
oh,
that,
hey, I'm a
yeah.
3-year-old gray Siamese who lost their way. I'm like, okay, here's the thing. If a cat can write its own, like, personal ad, they can call an Uber and get home, right? Can't they?
I've never really seen anybody do that. Do they do it in Front Porch Forum?
I don't think that's allowed on Front Porch
Oh,
Forum.
okay.
But I've seen it in, like, when people...
places,
I've
yeah.
seen it in other places. When I lived in New York, that was a big,
big thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, hey, my name's Benji.
Sure.
I'm a 7-year-old Shar-Pei, and I slipped my leash,
right.
my collar, or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Have you seen me?
Have you seen me? I'm afraid of people, but, call my parents.
Right.
If they can create that would involve, like, first of all, writing it out,
Right. Sending it in.
going to Kinko's,
Sure.
getting some copies made,
Yeah.
taping them
it
up, like a
without
wheat
the
paste.
opposable thumbs. is
Exactly.
tricky.
Exactly. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It used to annoy me, but then I thought, like, if Poppy or Molly, I think I started thinking about this when your dog ran away.
Well, I was
He's
just gonna
home.
say,
He's home, everybody.
yeah.
He's
So
Henry's home.
I have a follow up with that. So
Tell me more.
Saturday morning, Henry slipped out of his collar. He took a little tour of the neighborhood. So I did put a little post on Front Porch Forum.
Did you write it from his perspective?
I did not. I wrote it from mine.
Okay.
Thought that's always safe.
Sure.
Because I was like, where are you going with this? Are you making fun of me for writing?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
But no, because it was scary. And in Vermont, Front Porch Forum is a great way to get the word out there to
Absolutely.
people. So
I think it's all over the country.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I know it's a unique thing to Vermont. Because when I moved to Vermont, I had never heard of it, and someone introduced it to me.
Okay. All right.
But maybe there are similar
maybe now.
things.
I mean, once again, Vermont has to do everything first.
Right, because we're
civil
amazing.
unions, Front Porch Forum.
So Henry came home very quickly, really did not need to write the ad. But I walked into work on Monday morning.
Uh-oh.
One of the nurse practitioners was like, is Henry okay? And I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about?
Is he here? Does he have an appointment with a provider?
And he was like, did he get home? And I was like, oh, you live in Underhill, of course. So he saw it on Front Porch Forum that Henry was out and about. But
how long was he gone?
Oh, like 40 minutes.
Okay. It's a long 40 minutes, though.
Well, it was, although we were out looking for him for half of it, at least. And then we came in and, 20 minutes later, someone saw him in the yard, and I literally stepped 1 foot outside my front door with a piece of bacon in my hand. And you would have thought, Henry was running so fast into the house, he skidded through the front hall.
For the bacon.
For the bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who here does not do that?
No, I get it.
I'm going to do the same thing.
Sure.
Michelle wants to have me to come over to her apartment.
She just make some bacon.
Makes a little bit of bacon, and I'm sliding on the floor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With like socks.
So it wasn't. But you're right. Pre-Front Porch Forum or Facebook or all these things, we would have had to, when they slip out of their collars, they don't have any tags. No one knows who they are, where they're from.
Is he chipped? Is he microchipped?
Of course he is. Okay. Yes. So if he was really lost, he's chipped. But,
it's one of my biggest fears.
Yeah.
To like have a pet. Well, a few weeks ago, Poppy slipped under the fence.
I was going to say, does Poppy run away?
No. So he doesn't like going for walks.
Right.
So
he just lays down.
he throws himself down in the street and screams.
Sure.
So in the morning, and when he needs to go outside, I cut through Michelle's apartment, and he just goes and runs around the backyard for a bit. He does play frisbee, like he will fetch a frisbee, and apparently that's not something that Chihuahuas usually do. Well, so I want to feel like I kind of train him to do that.
Sure.
But I don't know. I don't know if I did.
I kind of feel like he should be like a blonde surfer. Do you know what I mean?
Me or him?
Him.
Yeah.
Like
pretty much.
Like a little tee, like a little t-shirt.
Yep.
Hanging out.
Yeah, just doing his thing.
The frisbee.
Maybe on an inflatable unicorn. Most of his toys
he loves unicorns. He would love a unicorn floaty.
He has 2 unicorn toys. So he's a big fan. The more glitter, the better. Well, that's kind of his motto.
Sure.
But so I was in the backyard with Michelle, and I said, hey, can you keep an eye on Poppy or something? And when I came back outside, he was gone. So, I automatically freak out.
Right.
And she's like, no, he's just over here. And we looked around. Nope. And he was in the street.
Ugh.
And then another time he had crossed the street. This is like 2 years ago. He had crossed the street, and he was just laying under an apple tree in the neighbor's yard. Oh. Just kind of doing his thing, just maybe taking a minute, but he doesn't wear a collar.
Right. Well,
so I think he's microchipped, though.
Probably.
I think so.
Well, did you rescue him?
Yes.
So Henry was chipped when, like, at the shelter when we rescued him, and then we registered it.
Yeah, I think that's what we did.
It was part of, like, our adoption.
Yeah. This was just, when I got Poppy, it was very waiting for Lefty. It was, so we went to this person's house, and they rescued small dogs, which is what I wanted. And she opened up this sliding glass door, and all these small dogs just started like charging at us. Oh. And Chihuahuas aren't really friendly. So there was a lot of barking, and Poppy was all by himself, just kind of standing in the rain, shelter face. we fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Right.
And he was fine for like the first month that we had him. Didn't bark, didn't do anything. Such a gentleman. Yeah, but there was no like, okay, what are the next steps? And I gave somebody like $75 and I drove away with the dog. Seamless process.
Sure.
But, some people might want a few more checks and balances in there.
Pieces of information.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not really sure where I was going with. Oh, yeah, the pet ads. So if Poppy were writing an ad,
sure.
I don't know what he would say. Molly would be like really philosophical about it. Like, hey, I was in my yard and then I started thinking about stuff and I went for a walk to clear my Labrador head.
Sure.
And I got on a bus and I didn't know it was going all the way to White River Junction and I kind of need to get home.
Right.
So if somebody can give me a ride, that'd be great.
If not, that's cool.
Right.
Easy, whatever's good for you.
Text me.
Sure.
Hit me up
with your digits. Yeah.
But Poppy would be probably like frantic.
Super frenetic.
Yep. Maybe just screaming. Little bit of cursing.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, that didn't really have a point. But it's fine. I'm glad I got it out there. It's fine.
I wonder what Henry would say.
He's a pretty laid-back guy, right?
He is. I mean, when he runs away, he's completely thumbing his nose at us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's done on purpose.
You think you're going to get me? Ha-ha. I have 4 legs.
Yeah.
I'm way faster than you two fools.
And one of you guys is a bum hip.
Correct.
That
would be me.
Yep.
Yeah. So, no, I can't. Although I did take off like a shot after him.
It's all the adrenaline,
It
right?
was. It was. I was like, do I need to move a car? Like, what do I have to do?
Yeah. Do we need to lift a car?
Correct.
Yeah. Yep.
But I didn't. So.
Okay. Well, that's good. You don't have to do any car lifting. With your bad hip. It's like, I have to go to the dump. I have to lift a car.
It's a lot.
I have to find my dog.
Yeah.
It just seems like it's a lot of stuff.
So much.
I think we've covered everything that I want to cover. Anything else you feel that we haven't really
I don't think so. You had the list.
addressed?
So.
Yeah, I think that's the list. I'm pretty certain that's everything that we have. Hey, so in 2 weeks, not going to give it away, but I'm going to let you guys know that we have on our show in 2 weeks, local celeb, local politician.
Really exciting.
Local celeb. Some of you might know who that is. Super excited to have her on the show.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably... I'm going to say the time where like I might be like a little bit nervous.
Sure.
Because I've only met this person once or twice and I'm excited to have her on the show. So
I am too.
If anybody has any local government questions that they want to ask, send me an email. You can send it to bittercoffeepod@gmail.com. And sadly, I still have not recovered the password. When I do, I will respond to those emails because I have a lot of questions for her.
Yeah, I do too.
A ton. I kind of want to get into like my whole situation with my neighbor 1 block over.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's just we'll leave it alone.
Okay.
So that will be in 2 weeks. I'm really excited for that. That's going to be a really fun show. I already know.
Yeah.
Margo, thanks so much.
Thank you.
This has been a ton of fun.
Awesome.
And hey, everybody out there, thanks for listening. Wear a damn mask.
Please.
And if you don't have the ability to show up in person at some of these protests that are going on, wherever you live in this country, a lot of people here are bringing food to the people that are kind of camping out overnight and providing whatever kind of support they can. So
do something to support it.
Do something. I know that everybody can't do everything, but stay safe, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Take care.